we have sleeping issues, he and I. We don't go to sleep. We're sort of night owls. And I just remember, like, I really don't know how we, like, started talking, but we would just sit in the kitchen area and just sit on our laptops and just, you know, talk all night, just till 7 in the morning, to the point where you get to the point where you're just sitting there like, alright, I'm gonna go to bed. Alright, man, I'll see you later. You know, type of thing. And he would sit there and he would play World of Warcraft, and he would talk about how cool it was, and I thought it was like the geekiest thing I've ever heard. I was like, World of Warcraft, alright, who is this kid? But you know, as time went on, we got really close and just would, you know, hang out a lot and party, and it was just, I mean, we also studied and we went to school. But and we graduated, yes. But we shared so many great times together, and he was always the first guy to call before, you know, on a Friday night right after class, you know, just more like just to go see who, you know, what was going on. He's like, hey Ethan, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's the deal? What's going on with the party? And he was usually busy studying. But seriously, you know, we'd have such, you know, great times, and not that we drank underage, but we used to party. And I just remember this one story that I put on the Facebook page. It was, I think it was right before I went on tour, and Chris was going away to LA, and we were all just, you know, we were all splitting up. You know, it was that summer after, and we went to the bar and we just got really drunk. And at the end of the night, we were like leaving, and he stopped, and he's like, wait, I forgot my card. And so we had to go back, and he had to get his card and everything, and we were like, and then we started heading back to the subways. And like, it was just so bad. We just did our, you know, our usual exchange of being intoxicated. It was just like, hey, all right, you know, give each other a hug, and we were just like, I'll see you later. And I went my way, and he went his way, and he got on the subway, and Ethan, being the guy he was, always passed out, and he passed out on the subway at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and went back and forth from Queens to Manhattan until like 10 a.m. in the morning. He wakes up at 10 a.m. in the morning, like gets out of the subway, and he realizes he's back in Times Square, and he's like, oh, he calls me up, he's like, I think I was like still asleep or something. He's like, hey. I'm like, what's up? What's going on? He's like, I just rode the subway all night. I just woke up. I was like, really? Oh, it was just the craziest thing. And he was there for my 21st birthday, right when I was leaving that day for the tour, and he had my, you know, he was there when I had my first legal drink. And he's always gonna be, you know, one of my, you know, most cherished friends, and one of, you know, it's still gonna be like, you know, I'm gonna still look at my phone to call him when I go to New York, and you know, it's gonna be real hard to get him out, you know, but you know, I thank you guys so much for, you know, giving us such a great person to be around, and you're always gonna have our hearts for New York.
Hi, I'm Chris. I met the Shells when I was 5 years old, when we moved to Kauai. And they actually met my family at the airport. And I got off the plane and I didn't know anybody was meeting us there, and there's this huge family waiting with big smiles on their face. I'm like, who are these people? And I remember driving home from the airport, your truck actually ran out of gas. And me and Ethan became fast friends because we spent 45 minutes in the back of his truck just messing around while his dad walked to get gas. But I grew up with Ethan on Kauai, and he's one of those people that you never don't want to be around. Whenever you're with him, you always want to make sure you're with him for just as long as you can be with him, even if it's just hanging out in the parking lot at Borders, asking what you want to do. That's fun with Ethan. I mean, you just always find an excuse to hang out with Ethan. You don't ever find an excuse not to. Because he's just such a joy to be around at all times. And he's just, it's one of those rare lights that you don't really find in people very much anymore. And I mean, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. I wouldn't have done theater if it wasn't for Ethan. And now, my passion is what I want to do, and he played the biggest part in that. And I just, you know, I can't step on a stage without seeing him anymore, and it's a driving force for me. It's really given me a new drive to look forward to what's to come for him through me. And I want to sing a drinking song with some of the boys. This is one of Ethan's favorite drinking songs. It's called Charlie Mops. Yes. And it goes a little something like this.
Well, wait, we have to Alright, it was 5, 6, 7, 8. He might have been an admiral, a sultan, or a king, and to his praises we shall always sing. Look what he has done for us, he's filled us up with cheer. The Lord bless Charlie Mops, the man who invented beer, 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 tiddly beer, beer, beer. A long time ago, way back in history, when all there was to drink was nothing but cups of tea, along came this man by the name of Charlie Mops, and he invented a wonderful drink and he made it out of hops. He might have been an admiral, a sultan, or a king, and to his praises we should always sing. Look what he has done for us, he's filled us up with cheer. The Lord bless Ethan Shell, the man who loves his beer, 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 tiddly beer, beer, beer.
We love you, Ethan.
I know it's been a really heavy day, and I'm sorry, but I wrote an extremely long note to Ethan.
Oh, yeah.
I wrote it on the plane ride over here, and I can't find it. I'm probably laughing. You don't want you guys to hear about it. I just feel like it's better for me to read this than try to pick one of the best of a million stories I have to tell you guys. So I'm Sean. I'm one of his friends from New York. And this is a note. I didn't know how to start it. It took me about 45 minutes. So I went with this. Hello, Superman. Or should I say, Snow Wizard. We've had ourselves quite an adventure, and one giant adventure. This adventure has given me something that cannot be duplicated. Justin, please come up here. Just like you and me, so I can get through this. Sorry. Wait. That thing is an undefinable friendship. And this friendship stretches far beyond fun and games. It's never-ending laughter, one that lights up the world. It stands for something that I can't even understand. I guess you can call it indescribable. Every time I think